Aloha everyone, this is Leimomi Keliikuli, Intuitive Soul and Mindset Coach here, and I'm here with Sherina Mayani. I'm so excited to actually interview you because I've been, in your Facebook group, and I've actually heard a lot about your work also. And then it was kind of cool that we kind of connected at the right timing, and that now I actually get to interview you. So why don't you share with us more about like who you are, how did you become a genius at what you do, like what really lights you up now?
Yeah, I know. I'm really excited for this. It's true. I'm a big believer in divine timing and things line up, they line up. And yeah, like I'm a business coach, and mainly what I do and focus on is really supporting women to really be in flow when it comes to money, especially with their mindset. And the way I came to be doing what I'm doing is super organic. I actually was a life coach when I started my business, and through life coaching, people started asking me, teach me business. How are you building your business? Teach me what you're doing in your business, and I was like, okay. And I started doing that. And then one thing led to another. And today I am doing this, which is how it's evolved, which is really cool.
Yeah, it's interesting how like we start with something that we think is, what would light us up, but then later on you end up evolving into something much more deeper that maybe your audience, right, needed from you, which is talking about money and mindset and business related tools. So from the perspective of your genius, like why is it important to know such things in order to create a life of success? So meaning right about business and money, like why is it important to really have that strong mindset or really create the business that you love?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think we live in a world, it's a physical world, and we're in a time and age where we need money to live the life we want to live, especially if we want to live that expressed and, fully expressed life. Like we need resources, you can lie about it and say like, oh, I'm good with the money, but trust me, anybody would like to make more money, or want to have more money. It's just like, and I feel like that's where it goes to, right? In order to really live our true passion and purpose, we need those resources to even like, and even those resources just to skill up, to be our better self, be better human beings. Like think about it. If someone is not taken care of in the sense of like, they're not fed properly, like sheltered, they're not a cool person to be around with. They get cranky. You know what I mean? Like I feel if everyone, we all as a world have what we need, it'll be an awesome humanity. You know what I mean? It'll be a cool place, cool people to be around with as well.
Yeah, I think we forget about the very basics, right? Like, or either we worry too much about it. Like, I'm not going to have enough to pay the rent or, to do the things that I love to do. And I don't have the freedom to do X, Y, and Z, right? Make like a lot of excuses. But I think over time, as you grow into what you're meant to do in this world, which is, of course, later on, if a business is what lights you up, right? You're going to have to get rid of things and people, right, that are not aligned to you, and then start to really grow into your own being, to be like true to what's to you, right? Like what means success to you, what's that next level for you. So tell us more about like growing up as a child, like what lit you up, like how does that play into what you do now?
Yeah. So I was born in Panama and I grew up in Panama, which is Latin America. But my parents are from India. So they actually, got married, went to India. I went to Panama and they had me in Panama. It was really interesting growing up because there were like these two cultures, right? Which is like two different cultures, totally different like mindset around the culture, all of it. And for me, I was always like programmed to feel and believe that women, are, they get married, have kids, and they need to learn how to cook kind of thing and take care of the house. But, I always felt inside of me that I was meant for more, and that women were meant for more, that, we can do more than just that. There's more to us. And, I grew up as well seeing a lot of women being like a lot of women being like down, like put down, not really like appreciated, or not really like put forward, and really like not really living their true passion, not really happy. A lot of women like super resentful, super angry. And I was like, wait, this is not the way it has to be. There is another way. There is a better way. Right. So that's where it all started. That was the main area. And like that inside of me, I had that, like I always say like those butterflies, right? Like, I'm all about butterflies. I love butterflies. And it's like those butterflies. I think we all feel that, for those of you watching, listening, we all have that, that inner thing that there's something more to what we can do. So I always felt that growing up.
I love that. It actually became more of your brand, right? And
Interesting
then,
enough, right?
yeah.
Everything works out and like falls into place. Yeah.
Yeah, and then now you're kind of shifting more into like, well, how do you create that freedom with money and with the right mindset and creating that a lifestyle that's more aligned for what lights you up and those butterflies within, right?
Mm-hmm.
So tell us a little bit more, maybe a vulnerable story about your life or your business. Like, what did it feel like to like be misaligned, or how did you get back into alignment, or even any success story that you had over the past couple of years?
There's so many stories. There's so many stories. So yeah, like what type of story you want me to share? Because there's so many.
Well, maybe something that is inspirational, or something that you kind of like learn a great lesson from, as to like why you do what you do now, or something like that.
Yeah. I can share with you a recent experience that I just went through this weekend. So I signed up for this endurance challenge. And for those of you who are not familiar with endurance, it's like, like like physical endurance, like exercise, like running marathons, things like that. I'm not a runner. I'm none of those stuff. Like I'm not such an exercise person, but yet I signed up for this challenge. And it was this weekend thing where we had to do a 4-hour race. Race meaning like it was either running, jogging, or walking it. And it was not just like, it was like a loop, right? But it was just not like doing it. It was very hilly, right? It was like hilly up and down the hills. And not only that, but there were obstacles in the place. So there was an obstacle where we had to do lunges, and an obstacle where we had to like crawl. So we had to go through this. And the idea was to see how many laps you could do in 4 hours, like 4 hours straight doing this. Can you imagine doing something
Wow.
for 4 hours?
Yeah.
And my mind went into, oh my God, no. And I noticed that I'm a big believer that we can live in flow. Things don't have to be hard. We make them hard, right? So like when that happened, I was like, my go-to has always been like overwhelmed, stress. Oh my God, okay, how am I going to do this? And there were 3 levels we could reach. Like the first was bronze, which was like 4 laps. The second was silver, which was 7 laps. And the 10th was gold, which was 10 laps. And I was like, oh my God, in my mind, I'm a go-getter. I was like, I'm going to hit gold. But I'm like, wait, I was feeling the stress. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go for bronze. And I went for it. And I made a decision to apply what I teach, in this project, in this race. And I was like, one of the things I teach is all about having fun, being aligned, feeling good, being present. And I was like, I'm going to make this present, not feeling stressed at the time, and like being like being, like enjoying this rest, because I did it with a bunch of people. And I was like, I'm going to do it. I started doing it. Did 1 lap, and on the way made friends, like talked to people, laugh, joke, another lap. Suddenly I did the 4 laps, which was bronze, and I was like, yes, I'm a winner. And I was like, wait, there's more than 2 hours left. Let's go for silver, And it's okay, let's go. And I already felt like a winner because I reached bronze. I was like, let's do it. Went and went and went. I reached silver, and there was like an hour left. And I was like, wait, 7, I can do 10. Let's just go and go. Long story short, I hit gold, which was the last one, and there were 3 minutes to spare. And I had the most joyful time. I had fun. And there was another friend of mine who was stressed in the beginning and like was counting the time and like was stressed, always feeling crunched with time. Like I won't reach. And I was like, how many times in business and life we do that? Where it's like, I need to hit the goal at 10K. I'm like, but it's like, what if we have fun in the journey, which was my commitment in this race. And I had so much fun. And the other thing I realized, I wasn't looking at the time as much, and I'm glad I didn't, because I think that would have stressed me out. Like to think that I did 4 hours, like my legs then started fainting because I was having fun in the journey. And I learned that like we can have fun, we can have fun and achieve amazing, big, scary goals. And, this is the same in business, and the same with money. Money is something that people feel they got to work a lot, or like being that stressed or that overwhelmed, but no, and I have so many more stories to share like this with you, where it's like, it really starts with that decision. Like this is fun. We get to do this, and we get to build, our tribes, our business, and we get to do fun stuff.
Yeah, I think we forget about that most important thing, which is like have fun along the journey.
Yes.
I mean, it's so simple, but it's actually so true in everything you do, and especially something that was very enduring like that. Right? Like, because you had the kind of mindset, like, I'm just going to enjoy what I'm doing and just take the next step and the next step. And I think that's what business is all about, right? Like, it's like that marathon. It takes you time to get through each stage, right? And not getting overwhelmed by, oh my God, I need to do this by a certain time, or whatever deadlines we put on ourselves, right? Or expectations we put on ourselves. So, like coming back into, wow, this is just for fun. It's something that's fun. I think we should always have that mindset in our business,
And
especially our life too, right?
exactly. Like at the end of the day, I was talking to a friend and I was like, what's the point? At the end of the day, what's the point of stressing out over, like, what's really the point? Like, let's just have fun in our journey and feel good and have an awesome time, At the end of the day, and I'm all about that. And I feel like my branding, it's all about, not branding, but my message is really about being in flow. I truly believe as women, as everyone, men, women, kids, we all can achieve that. We all can be in that flow, that ever, consistent flow of energy and money and resources so we can live our purpose and feel at the end of the day good. Because you think about it, why do we want to make those 10, 20, whatever it is? When I talk to my clients and I ask them why, at the end of the day is that I just want to feel good. They want to feel like they're doing something amazing in the world. And that's what we all want at the end of the day. So why are we freaking out? You know what I mean? It's just so interesting. I find it.
Right. So maybe walk us through some tips or tools or anything that you've kind of run across that are really important for business and money. Like, what are the things that you found that people are needing now?
One, I think awareness of how they're feeling. I think people are very in ignorance or not in tune in how they're doing internally. And they're just going without stopping and pausing and seeing and getting those signals. I think that's one important piece, awareness. And two, alignment in their vision. Many people are building things or building business that they don't really want. So really getting clear on the desire and vision you want to create in the world and then going from there. And the other thing too, I feel, is sisterhood. I'm a big believer in sisterhood. All my programs, it's all about sisterhood. That even today, after today, I get to have a group call with our sisters, and it's so beautiful. That sisterhood of us supporting each other. Even now, I'm in LA, staying with one of my sisters. She's not family, but she's like my family. She's like my sister, and it's that sisterhood. I think is so important in life, in relationships, in money, in business, in all areas. I feel it's something that really, as women, can really. It really energizes us.
Yeah, those are really important things to be aware of from anything in your life and your business, right? But really in order to keep going, right, for the long run, it takes awareness and alignment and staying true to what you believe in and stating those boundaries and keeping up, right, with what's really you're meant to do at a bigger level. Because when we're just so stressed out and, trying to figure things out from the head rather than from what truly we want in our heart, it's just going to get us more and more stuck, right? Do you find a lot of women, they go through that phase, I'm feeling stuck, I don't know why. And,
Totally.
A lot of their mindsets are happening or coming up.
And I feel stuckness is coming from a space of disalignment. I feel the number one issue is disalignment. When we kind of fix that or get that in tune, it's miraculous what happens. That's the main issue going on. I feel women who are stressed, again, yesterday someone was saying yeah, they're feeling stressed and had a bad day. And I'm it's all this alignment, it's all not being in tune, not being grounded, which I think is so, again, for every area. I've noticed that many of my clients say I work the money in business, but many of my clients are having amazing results in their relationships, in their, health, and all around, because it's all around. How you do one thing is how you do everything, literally. I swear by that phrase. It's so true.
It's true, right? When you are better in your relationships, money gets better, right? Or you're really good in your money, but your relationships also gets better. It depends on how you handle it from that alignment. Than seeing all the bad things, like she said, she had a bad day, right? It could have been a better day, right, if she could actually see all the other possibilities that were happening at the same time. But we get so stuck on what was not happening, right? Or what was so bad. So
exactly.
tell us more maybe about how do you define success? What kind of pain, did you had to endure and able to get to where you're now? What made you define success as it is now?
Good question. So for me, what helped me define success? That's such a great question. I think it's all about how you feel and how fulfilled you're feeling. Success is different for every people. It looks physically different for every people, but it's how you feel at the end of the day. Again, going back to that alignment and you feeling fulfilled. I, before this business, before this shifts, before understanding this, it was I always felt stuck. I always felt that I couldn't do what I wanted to. I always felt like I was living a life that wasn't mine. At the end of the day, I always felt like drained, de-energized, you know what I mean? So I feel like that's been the hugest shift, like being able to do what I love and feeling so fulfilled by it. Like every day it's like, wow, I get to, like literally I wake up every day and like, I get to do this. You know, what a blessing. Like, and I'm not like, just even this weekend, I was thinking about this thing that I did, right? This crazy 4-hour craziness, right? Endurance challenge. And it's like, I'm so blessed that I'm able to be here. I was able to pay cash for this training. I was able to pay cash for my trip, my travel, right? Because I was coming from Panama for the food, et cetera, et cetera. And I was able to take off. I didn't have to ask a boss or my family or, you know, like I just did it. And what a blessing to be able to do what you want to do without having to, you know, like that. I think that's the biggest thing.
I love that. That's a very good indicator, right? Like how you can see what success means to you. Because I think like the old definition is like, you got to work hard, right? You got to like make it or, you know, break it or those kind of like really harsh ways that we've been taught, like from our 9-to-5 job, right? Or things like that. But I think defining what it means to you, which, you know, for you, it means like seeing how you feel about it, you know, and taking that as like the caliber of everything you do in your life and your business, then no matter what, you will feel the opportunities or a new level of happiness that maybe you wouldn't have known otherwise, right? Like even doing that endurance challenge, like that was a whole nother level that you never thought you were capable of because you're like, oh, I don't even do any kind of exercise like that ever,
Yeah.
right? So it's like, but that
it's still mind-boggling to me that I did that. Like it's still like, yeah, I was so sore. Actually, now that I woke up much better. I had like a massage yesterday, and I woke up not that sore, but it was crazy.
Yeah,
It was amazing what we can do, amazing what our bodies can do as well. I think all of it is so powerful.
Mm-hmm. So what advice would you give to someone, you know, who hasn't really gotten to their genius yet, like as you have? Like what helped you to decide like what to do, what you love, to create the life that you desire, to truly become like an expert in your industry? Like what advice would you give to
There's so many. I think
them?
first and foremost, like do clearing work. You know, what do I mean by that? Like doing the work to really release all the negative programming, negative beliefs, fears, stuck emotion. I think that's so important because once we release that baggage, we start flowing in life. Like we start, like things start happening and things start shifting. But that is such an important piece, I feel, and I believe it's huge, actually.
Mm. Yeah, I think like we're not like aware of all that programming until like it starts like blocks are happening, right? Or we get super stuck. But it's a
Start
continuous
noticing, yeah.
process, right? It's like you forget that
I've
it
seen
is a
people,
process.
yeah, and I've seen people just do that and the amazing results they have. Like it's just so powerful. Like I think about it and I'm like, oh my God, I need to do more. It's just exciting as too. It's like, what else is possible? Like truly think about it. What else is possible? Sometimes we think too small. What else is truly possible for our life and business? It's exciting when you go there, you know?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So any kind of like money tips or, you know, something that could help someone be more productive or to make more money in your business, what are the sort of things that you kind of walk your clients into doing for themselves?
Yeah, the one thing, again, the clearing, doing that. And then the other thing would be like really supporting my clients to feel valuable in what they do, what they share, like shifting that, because some people don't feel worthy, again, through so many things that they've gone through their life. They don't feel worthy or whatever that is. Really helping them feel valuable and train them to be valuable in everything they do and show up, not only in business, but like in their relationships, in every relationships. You know, sometimes it's like, oh no, if she's not giving me, I won't give. No, be valuable. Like if you are talking to someone and she's going through a struggle and you can help her, be valuable to her and help her. You know, if someone's you're noticing needing, like just be valuable in the world, in the society, in your family, in your relationships, and just start by doing that. Like your internal self-confidence starts rising, and once that starts rising, it's just miraculous what starts happening. Again, the opportunities come forward. You don't feel icky or weird charging, like it just happens, you know, and you don't feel weird or bad or whatever about it. You just go with it, and it actually feels amazing, all of it.
Hmm. That's true. Actually, we usually think like money is supposed to be like some specific, tangible thing, but actually it's a value. It's like a transformation. It gives a transformation. It creates value. And when we see it as that's what it is, and I'm helping people or giving a value, right? Like that's really what money should be known as, but we kind of think of it as like a dollar amount or a 10K amount I need to achieve, right?
You know, when I teach about money, money is just that. Money is just energy. It's like we put so much energy. Like it's the other thing too. It's neutral energy. It's the consciousness of the planet and the world that's put so much energy, like weird energy and charge around it, because it's actually neutral. It's, you know, and then we get to release that and we get to access on a different energy, you know, like a different level. It's just so powerful when you start doing the work. I've seen so many miracles happen, like in my own life, in my client's life. It's so amazing, the miracles.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think that's where you're tapping.
It starts with this, and it starts with doing that clearing work. Like it's like, I can teach you business, I can teach you strategy, I can give you guys the strategy of the business right here, right now. But if we don't do this work, like I have a client, and it's not only if you want to make money, it's like also if you have money. Like I have many clients who have a lot of money. You know, I have clients who have trust funds. I have clients who are married to super wealthy men. I have clients who don't need to work. Like they're good, like literally. But it's really about doing that work so they can create more value in the world. Like many of my clients are in that position, or create situations in their life where they get into positions like that, or whatever it is. It's amazing. Again, I've seen people who don't work hard to make, it's just so amazing. Again, it really goes back into the mindset and energy.
That's what I actually talk a lot with my clients too, because they know it in their head, but actually to be able to deliver that value and to feel good about it, right? Like it's a whole nother question, because that comes back to alignment. Right? It's like we always come back to alignment.
It's always about alignment. Like it's not even funny, right? Like it's all about alignment. I think we can go round and round, but we always come back to that point.
Yes. And I think that's why the tools, right? The business is the tools, right? The mindset is clearing the pathway so you can get to your ultimate goals and your desires and your vision. But alignment is always the major core, right, of everything you do in your life and your business. And I think we get so stuck on the tools, right? How the heck I'm supposed to do that or this or those methods or the systems or the things I got set up, rather than really looking at what alignment and the mindsets and the clearings that you need to go through, right, to get to that transformations that are magical, that feels good, that lights you up, that actually helps lots of people at the same time.
It's so powerful. It is.
So any other freebies or, you know, anything of how anybody could reach you, like that you want to share with my audience?
Totally. I think the best way, you can go to my website, SherinaMayani.com. And actually, when you guys go to the website, there's actually a really cool book. You know, I've researched women from all around the world, and I notice as entrepreneurs, okay, and if you want to be an entrepreneur or you have a business, there are a few shifts that you can make in terms of money to really allow more money to come in. And I actually wrote a report about that, you know, writing down which are the 7, you know, shifts and blocks that you can take and be aware of. And you can actually download it for free in my site. So SherinaMayani.com, that's SHERINA Mayani, MAYANI.com. You can also look for me on Instagram at Sher Mayani. So it's SHER Mayani, and Facebook Sherina Mayani.
Thank you so much for sharing your amazing wisdom and tools that I think like we don't get the chance to always talk about these kind of subjects from a very spiritual perspective too.
I know, I feel like years ago, if you would have asked me that I would be talking about money all day long, literally it's what I talk about all day long, I would have laughed on your face, right? But it's like today I just laugh at myself because I'm so glad to be able to do that. I think it's powerful to bring awareness into these topics that are really life-changing.
Yes. Well, thanks everybody for listening in. We'll definitely be sharing this live, maybe this week or next week, we'll see. But definitely this has been an amazing conversation. There's so much nuggets in here. So please do share it with your audience or anybody else that you feel would really, really like to hear these topics. And so the next couple of weeks, I actually have a lot more LeimomiTV series, interviews with 6-figure, 7-figure entrepreneurs who are just doing amazing stuff in this world. This is why I wanted to interview you, because you're just one of those kind of role models that I see really lighting the torch for a new kind of way of freedom-based, of creating money and business that you love, all alignment to your soul, right? You guys all have a beautiful day.
Take care.
Aloha.